start if you guys are.
Yeah.
I'm ready. You guys are? I mean, we're already recording, but...
We're recording.
As of 8 seconds. Yes, we've been recording.
Thanks for the heads up. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Creep It 100 podcast. I am Mark. This is Kinston,
Hello,
and
guys.
today we have a very special guest in studio. One of our biggest supporters and longtime friend, Tyler.
It's me.
Tyler, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, I'm a short film director guy over on YouTube. I do music videos. I've known these guys since 2017. We used to work at the movie theater together, doing what we do best. And
Sweeping floors.
yeah. And now I'm their number one supporter.
Well, y'all were sweeping floors.
Yeah,
I was
we
slanging smash burgers.
I was doing a little bit of both.
You were doing a little bit of both.
I was
You were ordering produce.
I was in the back doing inventory.
You were in the walk-in.
I was telling people to get out of the theater because they're being too loud. Because I'm like the big dude there. Like, oh, get him in there. He's not scared of people. Like, I kind of am.
Oh, it was fun. It was a fun job.
Yeah, it was great.
Until the management changed.
We don't talk about that.
The curse time.
Before the dark times.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gone way before that shit, so...
So if you listened to last week's episode, you know we did Insidious. And we weren't sure if we were going to do Insidious 2 today or if we were going to do a true crime event. So we reached out to our number one supporter, and we said, which would you rather hear first?
Yeah.
Insidious Chapter 2 or the true crime event? And my man said, Insidious Chapter 2.
Insidious all the way.
All the way, baby.
Yep.
So here we are with Insidious Chapter 2. It was released in 2013, still directed by I almost said the late and great. He's alive. He's alive. James Wan, who's incredible. This is our third James Wan movie in a row.
It is.
Conjuring, Insidious Chapter 2.
Yep.
Wow. I fucking love James Wan.
Yeah, and we're done with him this season, so...
Yeah, this is our last James Wan of the season, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, let's just, honestly just jump right into the movie.
Let's go.
So, a car pulls up to an unfamiliar house. It's not a house we saw in the last movie. A woman walks up to the steps towards the house, and she knocks. A young woman answers the door, and then on the other side, the blonde woman. So it's a brunette woman and a blonde woman, okay? The blonde woman goes, "Hi, I'm Elise. You must be Lorraine." Flashback sequence, baby. That's Lorraine and Elise right there.
I think James Wan was predicting something, naming their character Lorraine, and then doing the Conjuring. Right
I literally had thought about that, and
I thought about that too in the beginning of the first Insidious, and I can't remember if we brought it up or not on last week's episode, but yeah, I said that I thought it might be like a little bit of like a nod to it, because honestly, as soon as other homeboy is in the scene, I thought they were gonna say Ed. I really thought they were going to, and I was like,
Patrick Wilson?
Yeah, no, Carl.
Carl, he was going to be
I thought Carl
Ed.
was going to be Ed. Like, I just thought they were going to name him Ed, just as like a
little reference.
Yeah.
A little Easter egg in there.
Yeah.
That would have been actually kind of fucking sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
I don't know when they came out like that in The Conjuring, to each other. Was Conjuring before?
Conjuring was this, and The Conjuring came out the same year, I think. 2013.
Really?
I believe.
Man was
so.
busy.
2013. Yeah, these released in the same fucking year.
Wow.
Damn, James Wan, you've been busy.
How did you?
How do you
right there?
How do you film two movies at the same time?
Carefully.
Same set.
Same set.
Bro, there was a few times that I was like, this looks like The Conjuring. There was one very specific one where I literally was like, I think this is just the same room.
It very well could have been.
I'm pretty sure Patrick had the same hairstyle for both the movies too. When
he had
No, you're totally yeah. No,
There's one scene that looks like what would become the museum in the Conjuring's house, like in their house in The Conjuring, like where all the shit was stored.
The reading room.
Yes. Tell me that wasn't the same fucking basement door room.
Very well could have been.
I think it was. And that makes imagine just like, all right, we doing Insidious today? Are you Ed or Pat or what the fuck is his name? And this one, Josh. Are you Ed or Josh today? All right, Josh. Got it. Cool.
I just got a random ass PayPal payment. I don't know what that was for, but somebody just sent me money.
I just saw you've got money.
I don't know where.
Good day. Good days only.
I need to check that out, but as of right now, I'm $30 richer than I was 5 seconds ago.
There we go. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Right, we make money on this show. We make money on this show.
Yeah, that's what keeps the ring light on.
Facts.
Anyway, so Back to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Elise says, in my line of work, things tend to happen when it gets dark. Because Lorraine was like, hey, I'm sorry you're here so late. We then find out that we meet Carl.
Yeah.
We meet Ed.
Yes, we meet Ed.
We meet Ed. So we meet Carl, and Carl's also a medium to a certain extent.
Yeah.
We also find out that Carl likes to play with these dice.
He plays D&D.
D&D.
Yeah.
D&D dice. He's a level like 6 mage or something.
That's what it says.
I think that's what Elise said.
On his book bag, yeah.
Oh, it was on his bag. Sorry, it was
Yeah,
on
he's
his
the
bag.
This is his little symbol of a D20, and it just has level 6 on it.
So Carl tells Elise that everything seemed kind of normal until he saw the photos.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see the same set of photos we saw in the first Insidious movie.
Yeah,
with
Josh.
The bride in black
Mm-hmm.
behind him. Elise looks up from looking real concerned to smiling, and she goes, "Can I meet him?" I love that character. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
To the actress? Or?
No, she's alive. The character's been dead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
it
did she?
died in the last movie.
Yeah, no, I know. I was making sure you were talking about it in real life.
So they meet Josh, and they kind of sit him down, and she's like, "Can I ask you a couple questions?" And she asks him real generic questions, like, "Do you like, how's school?
Mm.
What's your favorite color?" Not exactly that, but very generic.
You like
And then-
living here?
Yeah. Then she asks, "Do you like living here?" He says, "No, I have bad dreams." And Elise is like, "Yeah, I want to try something." So it cuts to Josh surrounded by a bunch of candles,
Mm-hmm.
and we hear the metronome ticking. She puts that boy to sleep. So she's asking, like, "Josh, what do you see?" Josh, he's like, "I see myself sleeping in bed." She's like, "Are you in your bedroom?" And he's like, "No, it's dark." Elise asks, "Are you alone?" And then Josh says, "No, she's here. She says she's a friend. She visits me every night." Elise is like, "Oh, that's funny. That's fucking weird. Where is she at this exact moment?" Josh doesn't reply. And Elise is like, "All right, let's play a game. Let's play hot or cold. And you tell me where she is." So Elise literally goes through the house, and he's like, "Cold, warm." Like, if he gets closer to the fucking entity, he's going to let her know, okay? So she walks past this one room, and we see a chandelier swinging in the background, which is kind of dope. And that's when she gets the warm. Elise goes upstairs into Josh's room, and it gets colder. Elise looks under the bed. Nothing's there. Elise turns around to see the closet again, and he says, "Getting warm."
Mm-hmm.
She approaches the closet, hotter. She gets into the closet. It's very hot.
Mm-hmm.
Elise reaches in the closet, moving the clothes to get stuff out of the way. And she's like, "Who are you? What do you want?" She reaches in. We hear a hiss, and she gets attacked.
Mm-hmm.
She runs downstairs, and she's like, "I saw what haunts you. It's not a friend. It's a parasite. It wants to be Josh. Here's the deal. I can take away this gift from Josh. That way, I can suppress his abilities to travel through the further." So they do it. They start doing it. But as they're talking, Josh stands up, and out of nowhere, he just says, "I'll show you." And he starts walking, and he points to a door. And then Lorraine's like, "You gotta do..." Sorry, I had to read. "You gotta do what you gotta do to make him forget." And then we get a title card. Woo! Insidious, Chapter 2.
The loudest noise you'll ever hear.
Dude, on God. I told Kinson this last week. Obviously, that episode hadn't aired, so you wouldn't listen to it.
Oh, yeah.
So last week I was telling him I've seen, not the fourth one, but every single Insidious but the fourth I saw either early or midnight premiere.
Mm-hmm. So the next one is The Last Key?
No, next one's Chapter 3.
And then The Last Key?
And The Last Key. And
And then
I
they're making
still
another
have
one?
yet to see The Last Key.
I saw that at the drive-ins, and it was alright.
I heard
Last Key?
I heard it wasn't.
Yeah, the last key, because I don't know, it was weird, because I don't
Yeah, save it.
Next season.
Yeah.
So then after the title card, we cut to like a very dark scene. It's like zooming in on Renee talking to a detective, and she's explaining like, "I swear to God, there's paranormal events going on."
Mm-hmm.
And the detective's like, "All right, well, this statement says Elise put Josh into a hypnosis and..." Like, he just states stuff that seemed like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And she's like, Listen, it worked. Dalton woke up. It worked. And then he was like, what happened after Dalton woke up? And we get a fucking jump scare to Elise's dead body.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
And then we get the whole repeat of the Insidious 1 ending. Except this time, we get a little bit more. Josh runs up to Elise's body, and he's like freaking out, like, fuck, she's dead. Oh my god, who did this? I don't know. And then he's like, why is everyone looking at me like that? Do you think I did this? And it cuts back to the detective, and Renee's like, I don't think Josh did it. And the detective pulls the photo out of the bride in black, and is like, do you know who this is? He's like, I'm gonna be real with you, I saw so much shit that night. I don't know. I saw a lot of demons, a lot of ghouls, and a lot of ghosts.
I love what he says back right here.
I wrote this line down because it's so good. And he goes, I'm not interested in ghosts. I'm interested in those who create them. Like, damn.
That's tough.
That's tough as fuck. They pull up to Lorraine's house. They all get there. The kids, we found out the kids have been staying there. And they're just kind of waiting out the police investigation. Until then, they're staying with Grandma. So, we get this scene with the baby and this toy thing. I don't know what you want to call it.
Oh, yeah, the little fucking...
It's like a thing that makes it walk, and it plays noise.
Yeah.
I think it's called a walker.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
I think that's what
I think
it's
so.
legit.
It's called a walker.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew there was like an actual name for it, like genre of toy.
And this dumb fucking kid slams his head into the piano.
Bro, very first thing, bro. Like, spatial awareness. I know you're a baby, but like, come on.
All you hear is,
Dude, he smacks the shit out of his head.
it's Callie.
Whatever. It's unimportant. The baby.
Baby's barely in this movie. Thank God, because I was tired of that bitch crying.
Facts. There's 14 minutes of screen time in the first movie. He's just crying.
No, like actually.
I know.
So then it cuts to later that night. Dalton and Foster are sharing a bedroom like they had in the other movies. And it was actually Josh's old bedroom. And Foster's like, yo, Dalton, check this shit out. I made something super fucking dope, and you're gonna want to check this out. It's the old 2 cans with the string thing. They start fucking with it.
Bro, Foster is also unimportant.
And Josh opens the door. He's like, hey, go to bed. I heard you laugh hard at that part.
Because like the way that it was such a delayed reaction where they like freak out and like go to bed is like it reminded me of like when I was a kid. I used to. So I used to hide my my DS under my pillow, like, and then I would sleep like facing down like this. I would have my hands on it, and I would like go like this. And the second I like heard that like door open or close, I go, and then I get it out, and then I like play it like this. And then there's so many times where my mom would like, I had it on mute too. I don't know how she knew. She just knew, and like she would walk back into my room, and I would do that like so many times. So like, and she definitely knew I wasn't that fucking quick.
Parents know, man. They see the light underneath the pillows, like.
I don't know how. My bed wasn't like next to the door. There's no way. She doesn't have that good eyes. She has glasses.
Mom's got that weird sixth sense, bro.
They
know.
do. Yeah, she did just know.
So it cuts to Renee sitting at the kitchen table, and we hear the piano start playing. So she gets up to investigate. She kind of shrugs it off because there's also a radio when they're playing music. So she's like, "Hey, okay." That was weird, but not that weird. I've seen weirder, okay?
True.
I've seen dead woman in my fucking house.
Yeah.
So Renee goes up to check on Callie, because we hear a little bit of crying, like a second of it. So while she's up there, we see Callie is sound asleep, and the piano starts playing again. So she goes down there, and she's like, all right, it's a little weirder than last time, so let me shut the piano. She does. And then on her way out, she runs into the fucking walker.
Maybe it runs in the family.
Has to, man.
Oh, fucking dumbasses running
It's
into
just spatial awareness.
spatial awareness problems.
Genetics.
Just clean up your shit, kids.
Yeah.
But that shit is loud. Like when she runs into that shit,
Yeah.
it plays that annoying ass song, and
Yeah.
Callie wakes up crying. I should not be laughing at this. Renee goes upstairs and the baby's on the floor. Renee runs to Josh, like, it's still happening, it's still happening.
Yeah.
And Josh is like,
Bro, it's just on the floor.
I-
Like,
It's like the baby's breathing.
Listen.
He's like, stop.
How long are you gonna keep this up?
You always be doing this ghost shit. Shut up. That's what he was saying. He said sometimes babies are just on floors, bro.
He literally said, "Bro, she probably cried out of the crib."
Yeah, she probably crawled out of the crib.
And she's like, "No, whatever was in the last house is back." And he goes, "Listen, I went into that place to get our son back, and something killed Elise. Nothing's gonna bother us. We have our family back. Let's just focus on that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, Josh? I'm taking your side again.
low key. Before, like in the last one, before he saw anything, I'm Team Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my wife is bugging out of nothing, and then all of a sudden, now I see shit. Okay, fair enough. But before that, you're crazy.
Yeah, I just need a reason.
Yeah.
Give me something.
Yes, please. Give me something, bro.
So we can see Specs and Tucker again, and they go into Elise's house, and Specs is like, "You think with all like the ghosts we've seen and shit, like with Elise being dead, we'd feel a little better." Tucker's like, "Okay."
With this bitch over here dead, I feel a lot safer now.
And-
And died in my house.
Yeah, like, she died like 10 feet away from us. But then Tucker says, "Turns out, living version of someone is always better." And I'm like, holding back, like my lips started to quiver.
Okay, bro.
No, it didn't. Then a door opens up by itself, and one of them was like, I forget which one said this, but they're like, "Oh, she never leaves the reading room unlocked. That's weird." And they start to head down there, and they're like, "Oh, we're both scared. Let's play Hunter Ninja Bear
Yeah.
and see who gets to go in." I guess that's some version of rock paper, scissors.
Yeah, I think while that was happening, I was trying to work it out. I think it's Hunter kills Bear, Bear kills Ninja, Ninja kills Hunter.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
think it's that triangle.
So Tucker
As far
loses.
as I understand.
Tucker loses, so he has to go down there.
Yeah.
They go in and they find the Josh Lambert tape. They put it in, and they see the "I'll show you" scene that we talked about earlier. And they're like, "Oh, that was weird."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Who the fuck is he talking to?"
Yeah.
Back to Lorraine's house. Dalton sleep. He slumped. Just
Always.
like the last movie.
Literally.
Lorraine walks in and kisses him on the forehead. And is just like, "I'm glad you're back," you know? And then he goes, "Grandma, there's someone standing behind you." Fuck.
Yeah.
I thought this shit was done. Lorraine. Goddamn. So Lorraine walks out. She's spooked. Eventually, the fucking toy walker thing goes off.
Again.
And Lorraine just... Yeah, dude, it happens like 6 fucking times in this movie.
Too many times.
I'll just throw it away at this point.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Garage sale tomorrow.
Yeah. That rocker was on screen for longer than Draco Malfoy in all 8 Harry Potter movies.
Did you time it?
Yes. Just in the background.
That thing had more screen time than Michael Myers in Halloween Ends, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, could you believe that shit when I sent you that?
I like that movie again.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're back?
Yeah, I'm back to liking Halloween Ends. Tune in next week when I fucking hate it again.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched it the day it came out. Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck? Isn't it weird?
I mean, like, I enjoyed it.
I
You
did
know.
too.
Yeah, I really
You're
enjoyed it.
among friends, don't
yeah,
worry.
it-
You have one supporter on this.
Good. Yeah, it reminded me of like Friday. I keep saying Friday. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 and Friday Part 5. 'Cause the imposter Freddy or Jason, and then you have Freddy who's like inside the body, and I don't know. It just worked really well. You know, the movie. I was like, oh, that's kind of good.
I felt that too. I felt
Yeah.
that. I felt the Nightmare Part 5 or
Yeah.
Part 2 and Friday Part 5.
Too many movies.
Too many goddamn movies. This is like Halloween like 17.
Yeah.
So,
Never seen any of them, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Anything other than the Halloween.
well, next season I think we're doing Halloween 2, 1981.
Are we?
I had a request.
Fair enough. Was it you?
It was not.
It
me.
was-
Okay. So to say, fess the fuck up right now.
I'll be back.
He's coming back next
Yeah,
season for
fucking-
Halloween 2, baby.
Yeah, our season director apparently over here.
Oh, yeah, I got the entire list ready for you guys.
Yeah, maybe we should just give
plans
him,
our whole episode, like
yeah,
the whole
we should
season.
just give him the Google Sheets.
Oh, yeah.
Just all shit he wants to hear about. Like, no fan service at
I'm your
all.
only listener here. You know.
We never talk shit. We never talk shit on this podcast. We do lie, and that was a
We
lie
do
right
lie.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a prime example of a lie.
So while Lorraine is searching the house, we see a woman in I think it was a white dress, walk past the door frame.
It was
She
a-
sees it,
Who's
and
that
she's
girl
like,
from
Mamma Mia.
no, Lady Damascus or whatever the fuck her name is.
lady fucking from Resident Evil.
Yeah, that girl. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Oh my god, a little bit.
Yeah.
I wish the fucking daughters were in that fucking.
Stop. The vampire ones?
Yes, bro. They are sexy. That's the only reason I bought the game.
I
And
know
when they
it is.
died fast, I quit playing.
No.
Like, god damn.
He's got 34% completion on that entire game.
Probably
$60 worth spent.
Yeah.
it was worth it. I got licked by a sexy vampire, so.
Man's just waiting till it's in VR.
Oh, when it's in VR, you're not gonna hear from me for like.
This chair's shaking.
Why is,
Legs just twitching.
Twitching, bro.
Why is this dude's blanket a little crusty? Oh.
Just on the way back here.
For some reason, I'm tied up. Oh, because he's tied up in the scene. He's tied up in the scene where
Oh, okay.
she smells him and sniffs him. And
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Run that clip, Jonesy. No, I'm just kidding. So she follows the ghostly figure into the bathroom. She looks into the mirror and she's like, "What the fuck?" So she starts taking her meds. The door shuts by itself. She's like, "All right, fuck this." Opens the door and Josh is standing there. And she's like, "Josh, I saw someone." And he's like, "No, you didn't. You fucking didn't. You saw no one because it would scare my family, and we don't need that right now."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Ooh."
He says, right?
Right.
Right? She goes,
Yeah. I saw no one.
Yeah.
I saw nobody. I swear.
Probably just my imagination.
Literally that.
Mhm.
That literally happens. It's crazy.
Put her in an insane asylum. Speaking of insane asylum, on the way here, I actually saw a van that said Loomis on it.
No way.
Yeah, a white van.
Was it by the insane asylum that's over here?
No, unfortunately, no, it wasn't.
It's over here.
That's real, right?
Yup. For the viewers, it is. For content, yes.
Yes,
it
for
is.
content, it's real. Anyway, Renee wakes up and Dalton comes down for breakfast, and he's like, "I had a bad dream last night." She's like, "Oh no, buddy, what happened?" He's like, "Grandma came into my room, and someone was standing behind her. Dun dun dun." He was awake. Well, he was astral projecting, I guess. Not really awake. And he was like, "I hear voices in the hallway." So I went out, and I saw Dad talking to himself. "Is there something wrong with Daddy, Mom?" She says, "No, he's just been through a lot." And then Josh is literally just posted up in the doorway, like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna take the boys to school.
Yeah, strange stance.
Come, son.
You get some rest. It's really weird. And before we get into any weirder things, now would be a great time to take a break.
Oh, facts.
Facts.
Fantastic segue. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys after the break. Thank you guys so much.
Woo! We'll see you after these ads, brother.
Hey everyone, this is Kinson from the Creep at 100 podcast. Today I'm here to talk to you about Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform where you can explore thousands of hands-on creative classes to better yourself in any area. These areas include TV, film, animation, creative writing, music, design, illustration, photography, anything you could think of. Whether you're here to just learn a new skill or learn how to start a small business, they have classes for everyone on Skillshare. Exclusive for our listeners, guys, you can go on and you save 50% when you sign up for an annual plan. Make sure to click the link in our description below to sign up for your free trial and join Skillshare today. It really is one of the best places to learn any new skill, and I promise you guys will not regret it. Sign up for Skillshare today.
It's literally, I haven't brushed it today. Welcome back, guys. My hair's a fucking mess. I'm a mess. We're a mess.
Well, no, I mean, I just took a shower. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. But my hair's looking pretty good. Got some gel in there.
So I could do a little work. It's got a little
Messy.
There's a little scragglies up here. You know, I was gonna top the episode with telling them not to make fun of my hair, but the direction I'm in is kind of like hiding it. So like I'm not.
I like this little solo piece here.
Yeah, you can't see that. You can't. I've strategically been placing myself this way, so you can't see anything over here. And listen, for our video listeners, if you do see anything, mind your fucking business.
If you do see anything, you didn't.
Yeah.
Moving on. So back to the movie. Specs and Tucker, our favorite couple.
Yeah.
They cut to them. Back in the reading room, okay? Lorraine is there now. Sorry. Lorraine is there with them now. They called her, and they're like, we need you to see something. They show them the cropped image from the old videotape of Josh, and the person that the young Josh is talking to is an older version of Josh.
It's present day Josh.
They're like, yeah. And they were like, oh, if only Elise were here to help. Cut. Movie's over. No, I'm just kidding. So Renee's doing laundry in the basement of Lorraine's house. The phone rings. She goes up to answer it, and it's the detective. And it turns out that the bruises and the fingerprints on Elise's neck are not a match to Josh's.
Interesting. Because, like, why? You know? Why wouldn't they be?
I thought that too, but, like, it's also so the movie could happen. So...
You know what? True. I think that people, like, genuinely do not give that enough, like, credit of, like, when people are, like, mad at horror movies being like, oh, dude, they could have just done this. Like, yeah, if they did that, the movie would be 13 minutes.
That justified all of Halloween Kills. Like, why did these characters do this? So the movie could happen.
Dead ass.
Like, if people were smart, we wouldn't have horror movies, bro.
That is
Yeah.
true.
That's what I'm saying. Speaking of being fucking dumb, Renee sits on the steps. And the fucking dumb fucking walker thing starts going off again. So, anyway, it goes off by itself. So Renee takes a little look-sees around. No one's around, so she's like, all right. And as she walks past the couch, an apparition appears of the woman in the dress.
Mm-hmm.
Lorraine sees it, and she starts like, the apparition starts walking. And she's like, what the fuck? And then she hears it on the baby monitor. And she hears Callie start crying. So she runs upstairs. The door shuts on that poor girl again. And we hear the demon thing say, what a beautiful little girl. And then we hear Max, bro. And then we hear Callie start screaming, bro. That ghost assaulted a baby.
She comes in swinging every time she pops up.
Yeah, she really does. Speaking of getting swung on, Renee runs downstairs and gets bodied by this ghost.
Yeah, that ass.
And, like, she's knocked out. I mean, she's knocked out for hours at least, bro.
Yes.
So, we then cut to Carl. He meets with Lorraine, Specs, and Tucker. And he explains how the dice work. And essentially, the dice, he will roll them. And the, like, a spirit or demon or whatever he wants to talk to will spell words out with these dice. So they call out to Elise. They don't get an answer. He tries a few more times, and they get nothing. He does it one more time, and then all the lights go out, the TV turns on, and the dice spell, yes, I'm here. And Carl's like, Elise, we need to know who killed you. They spell out, she did. The light above the table just fucking breaks. And she's like, what does she want? And it spells Kill. And Carl's like, all right, where is she? It spells out hiding. Where is she hiding? And then we hear the fucking gas mask boys. Like the gas mask from the first movie start making fucking that noise. what Tyler just did. And Carl goes, where is your killer? And then it spells out, Our Lady Angels. We find out that's a hospital Lorraine used to work at. Cut to Josh coming home to finding Renee fucking passed out on the floor after getting her ass beat by that ghost.
He didn't care. He walked like, hey.
Yeah, and he picked her up. He puts her on the couch. Yeah, he's like, you wait. You taking a nap? And he puts her on the couch, and then he just sits there for a minute and sniffs her hair. Just like, oh.
Yeah, that was a fucking weird ass
That
scene.
was fucking odd.
That whole scene was very, very off to me. Like, I knew that it wasn't, like, it was Ghosty Josh. So, like, I knew that he wasn't gonna, like, give a shit that much. But I was like, put on face. Like, do something.
Yeah.
Like, what if she wakes up right now and then you're just like, hey.
I mean, that's how he acted the entire time. Like, didn't care that there was a baby on the floor.
Yeah. Fucking
Neither
baby
would
on
I.
the floor.
Neither would I. I'm gonna say it right now. Babies just go places sometimes, dude. They crawl.
Oh, right.
Babies be getting into shit.
Speaking of getting into shit, they got to Carl, Lorraine, and Specs and Tucker. They break into this fucking hospital. It's like abandoned, by the way. And they start searching it. And Carl mentions that he feels a very negative energy. And then he kind of feels something in one room, and they go in, and he's like, Lorraine, do you remember this room? And she's like, yeah, it used to be an ICU. Flashback to young Lorraine, young Josh. They're walking the halls, and they go into the ICU room that they're in now. We then meet Parker Crane, who's this old, decrepit man, who is in the ICU because he tried to castrate himself. Josh, being the fucking idiot kid he is, starts fucking with the equipment.
I thought he was about to unplug him. That's with the machine and everything.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, what is he doing?
He literally goes up to like, and the first thing he like almost presses is like the X, like the big red X, and I'm like, yo!
But before he could kill Parker Crane, Parker gets up and grabs him.
What are you doing here?
That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I was like, oh!
that was a good one. That was one of the good fucking jump scares.
Yeah, so before Josh could commit homicide, he got stopped in his tracks. It then cuts to oh, this part's pretty sad. It cuts to Lorraine in an elevator, and Parker hops on it with her, and he's like, she's like, oh, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be resting. He doesn't say a word. They get to their stopping point, and they both walk out. Parker goes one way, Lorraine goes straight. She goes up to like one of the administrators,
like the receptionist area.
Receptionist area, and she's like, what's up with the patient from 104? Just walking around and shit. And the receptionist is like, Lorraine, that dude died last night. And that's where the spooks and the goofs really began. Back to present day. That's when Lorraine explains to Carl that he tried to castrate himself and all this stuff. We cut to Josh's room, or Josh in the bathroom, and he's sticking his fingers in his mouth. And he pulls out a tooth. His own fucking tooth. And we hear a voice from the shower that says, your dead soul is killing his living skin. He's like, I want to live. And the voice says, only if you kill them. And then Josh goes, please don't make me do it, mother. The voice says, you must or you'll waste away. Da, da, da. Back at the hospital, they find the Parker Crane files. Back at the house, Renee wakes up. Josh calms her down because she woke up in hysteria. She just got actually assaulted by a demon.
She wakes up swinging, bro. She's still in the fight.
Yeah, she thinks she's still putting up a fight. She don't know she lost. Yeah. She does not know she lost.
That's how quick she gets her shit rocked. Is that she still thinks she's mid punch throw. Shit just went black to her, and like it was a blink in her head. She went like this, and she was able to continue the fucking fight. That's a crazy vibe. That's like when a fighter gets knocked out in the ring and they wake up still kicking. Yeah. That's exactly what some people do, though.
So Renee tells Josh that something attacked her, and Josh is. This is where I start losing. Like I'm kind of picking Renee's side now. Josh is like, it's not the house, you know that. You have to not be afraid. You have to relax.
They'll just leave you alone.
Yeah, they'll just leave you alone.
Yeah,
they'll just leave you alone. And she's like, it's like we're already dead, Josh. And then this is the weirdest fucking line. He's like, it's nothing like being dead. I know. I've seen it. They want what you have. Life. Ignore them and they'll go away. And the piano starts playing the... And they go in there. And I recognize the song at this point. It's the song from the first movie.
No, I didn't realize
that
what it was.
Renee was playing on the piano. And she's like, Josh, dude, it's the song. And he's like, huh? What?
What song, bro?
What song? It's like the song I wrote for you. And he goes, oh, that's not the song we should be worried about right now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Good fucking segue. Away from getting in trouble right there.
So Renee's a little sus now. She's like, Josh would know that song. Like, he should. Cut to Parker Crane's house. Fucking, again, Carl, Lorraine, Specs, and Tucker just break in, bro. They're trespassing again. Yeah. Don't know how they're the real fucking criminals in this movie.
True.
So, they end up going, I think it's Specs and Tucker go into Parker's room. And Specs is like, oh, it's a little bit girly. Are we sure this was Parker's room? And he goes, I mean, look at the dollhouse.
Yeah.
And Tucker goes, I had a dollhouse. And after he says that, we see a bunch, like, I think it's 4 wooden horses start moving by themselves.
Mhm.
And then we see a girl on the bed. And she goes, you can't be in here. If she sees you, they'll kill you. And they listen, bro. Specs and Tucker listen. They said, okay.
They walked right out.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
And they walk out.
It's so funny that they asked us 0 more questions. Literally, we're just like, oh, swear, okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your...
Yep, swear down, got you. All right, I'm gonna head out of here, bro. Anything you need? No? Fine.
So it cuts to Dalton sleeping. And then the can next to him starts speaking. And he's like, bro, Foster, I'm trying to sleep.
Mhm.
And it goes, I want to show you something. I'm not Foster. So Dalton turns on the light. And the string, it leads into, like, the closet. And Foster's asleep on the bed. And out of nowhere, this string, like, tightens up real fast. Fucking spooky. Fucking spooky.
Was this the same closet from the beginning of the movie?
Yes.
You'd think that you'd get rid of it, right? I'm just saying.
At least bless it or something.
Yeah,
you know?
it
Do
would not be in my
something.
house.
Bro, James Wan loves closets. That's where the other bitch got,
Mhm.
where it was on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Not to mention the little boy in the fucking dresser in the Insidious one.
We did
James
say-
Wan does.
We did say those movies came out the same year, same set.
Same closet.
Yeah.
Same closet.
Could be, honestly.
Same Wan.
Same one. Same good old one.
Wan, you never change, you dog. So, a girl runs out of the closet. And this is a really cool effect. Like, she's screaming, but you can't really hear it. It's, like, delayed. And it's coming out of the can.
That was one of the only scenes in this entire movie that made me feel icky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way she ran like across like that, and then just like the way she looked when you were seeing her. It never gave a close up really on her. It was like still like a little bit far away. I don't like the way she looked. The way she looked freaked me out. It was one of my first and only actual scares in this entire movie.
So, she starts screaming and she says, please help me make the pain stop. And it turns out all these people, all these dead people just start showing up in Dalton's room. Again. Poor kid. And then they start surrounding him, like clawing at his blanket, and he goes under, and he starts screaming. And then his mom, Renee, rips off the fucking thing and is like, it's just a dream, baby. It's just a dream. Just a dream. She knows very well. That shit ain't a dream. She knows. So it cuts to Josh sitting in the piano room, and he's just sitting there talking. He's like, you're trying to reach her, but you can't. The shadows are your home now. And it cuts to the further, where Josh's real soul is, and he's screaming for help, playing that piano, trying to get Renee's fucking attention. Crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
He's the ghost.
What'd you think of that shit?
That was what happened in my mind. That sentence right there.
Oh.
I got very excited. I didn't know. I thought it was gonna be like more of like a suppressed thing. Like Josh was still there, and then I was really hoping that they weren't gonna do like that classic like you can fight it, Josh.
Yeah.
Come back to us like thing. And like it's
Like when they did
in
it in the first movie.
every
A little
yeah
bit,
yeah. I hate that. That's like my least favorite like demon trope that they like do in movies. And I'm really glad they didn't do that. So I'm glad that it was a completely different thing like that. He's just kicked out. He's not even in the same realm anymore. They had to like go get him and put him back. I like that. 'Cause I was gonna be pissed. And I wasn't gonna enjoy it.
Luckily, it didn't happen.
It's very lucky.
You've seen all of them, right? Have you seen
Yeah.
all the Insidious
Yeah, I've
movies?
seen
Okay,
them.
the first time you saw the movie, if you recall, how did that scene make you feel finding out Josh was the one playing the piano?
You said that movie came out in 2013?
Yes,
Right?
yes.
I was like, I don't know.
You don't
probably
remember?
I wasn't paying attention. I was just like, it was probably like, it was one of those like jump scare moments. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, shit, I was shook by it.
Yeah.
I was shook by that shit when I first saw it.
Mhm.
So it cuts to the house, and Carl was like, Elise, why did you bring me here? What are we looking for? We then see the chandelier start to unscrew itself above him. And it spells out Morse, which is Latin for death. Lorraine comes in. We see a portrait of the woman that she saw in her house. The chandelier falls. Luckily, Carl calls it out. Good call outs, Carl. Good
Yep,
call outs.
yep,
You
good.
saved Lorraine.
Good comms.
Good comms, good comms. And it falls and shatters. And Lorraine's like, oh shit. That's fucked up. And then Carl goes, you're not Elise, are you? He rolls the dice. They spell out no. That probably looked pretty sus. Sorry, everybody. So doors start slamming all over the house, and he's like, "Who are you?" And then it spells in it spells in Latin, "Mother of Death."
Yeah.
It simply means the mother of Parker Crane.
Who would have known?
Not me. Not me. The dice.
Yeah,
The dice
right.
knew. We hear scratching start coming from behind like a bookshelf. So they move the bookshelf, and we see a bunch of corpses in there with sheets over them. Disgusting. Disgusting. They then find a chest. They open the chest, and they see, "Are we tired?"
Audio listeners did not need to know that I was yawning through that. You could have moved on, bro.
So they find the chest. They start going through the chest, and they see articles, newspaper articles of the bride in black, and how she keeps killing people. And that one person escaped. They don't really touch on that that much. We then see a mannequin there with the bride in black dress on. Carl gets an idea. He's like, let me channel something here. So he puts his hand up against the veil, and we get a little more insight. So it turns out that Parker Crane is the one who dressed in this dress, put on makeup, and killed people, all because his mother, I guess, was possessing him.
Yeah, never really got that.
It just said his mother made him, and that's it. Which doesn't make sense because I think it was just like a super manipulation thing. Like, I don't think there was any possession involved because even when Parker Crane is in Josh or in Josh's body, he's like no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And his mom is like, do it. You have to kill him. And he's like, I don't want to. Please don't make me. Like shit like that. So I think it's just like a super manipulation.
I wonder if it's
weird thing.
Like Jason is with his.
That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
too. Like
It's just like a super influence
Ha.
to him who's already super fucked up because of
Yeah.
what happens.
something weird like that. Something fucking weird. So Lorraine, we cut to a scene where Lorraine runs into Renee, and she's like, "Josh isn't really feeling well, so I'm gonna drop the kids off here." And Lorraine goes, "Listen, I need to talk to you. You're in danger. Let's go." We then cut to Carl, Specs, and Tucker outside of the house in a van. And they're getting Carl all wired up because he's about to go in and start talking to Josh. And Josh's like, "All right, do we need to we need a safe word for if it goes bad." Specs recommends unicorn, and then Tucker recommends quesadilla. And he's like, "Quesadilla would be easier to fit into it'd be easier to just bring up in a sentence randomly."
Yeah.
And then Specs is like, How is that?" And he goes, "It's lunchtime. It's quesadilla time."
It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, you know.
Yeah.
That shit sent Kinson so hard.
I laughed so fucking hard at that shit. And then he just kept repeating, "It's lunchtime, it's quesadilla time," while we're trying to watch the fucking movie. We watched this, for those of listening, we watched this literally an hour ago. And every time, literally every 10 minutes after that fucking happened, not 10, that's dramatic, 2 minutes after this happened, he just kept going, "It's lunchtime. It's quesadilla time." Off over to the side. And it kept making me laugh every fucking time. And then it happens again in the movie, which we'll talk about in a second. And that made me laugh even harder.
Carl knocks on the door and Josh answers. And he's like, "You probably don't remember me, but I'm a friend of Elise. I was wondering if you could help bring me some closure. I need it." So Josh is like, "Yeah, sure, come in." We cut to Lorraine telling Renee that Josh is not Josh. That's somebody else. So it cuts to Carl and Josh talking. And Josh starts coughing. And Carl sees a tooth on the ground. So he takes his little boop. He tries to move it, but it's too noticeable. And he's like, "Fuck, how am I going to get this? What is this thing? I need to see it." So he pretends to drop his glasses, goes down, and he picks up the tooth. Josh then asks if he wants a glass of water, so he says yes. While Josh is away, he examines the tooth and realizes what it is. Josh comes back in with something behind his back. So Josh goes, "What you got there? I thought you might be playing with dice. Mother tells me you're good with dice." And he's like, "Oh, Josh, it's how I do my readings." And he's like, "Well, what's behind your back?" And Josh goes, "Why don't you ask your dice?"
Tough line.
Carl
Monkey.
rolls the jish. Well, he starts rolling it. He's doing the. I'm not doing it on camera again. He starts to,
If you do the dance move, it works.
Start rolling the dice.
Yeah, roll. Thank you. You can do it for me. You do it.
Yeah,
rolling
every
it,
time we
rolling.
need it. Q.
Yeah, dice roll. Thank you.
All right, isolate clip, upload.
Isolate clip and upload. Perfect. So as he's like, what does Josh? And he stops. He's like, that's not Josh. He goes, what does Parker Crane have behind his back? He throws the dice down. Hit me with it. And it spells knife. Then Josh just pulls out the knife and starts attacking him. Luckily, Carl's got this needle that's supposed to sedate him, so he tries to bring that out. But Josh gets the upper hand and gets him in like a fucking head choke. And what's he do, Kenton? What's he do?
He's a head choke. He's like doing like the chokey shit where it's like, and then through that you just hear, that shit made me laugh so hard. They're already running into, by the way, like, they've been running in the house. Like,
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to help him. They're not even listening anymore. He said it to nobody, and that made me
Oh
laugh
yeah,
even
they
harder.
heard the whole knife thing. So by then,
Yeah.
they're running in. So nobody even heard the quesadilla thing. So a group fight takes place. And Tucker ends up getting the fucking needle in his leg, and he gets sedated. Josh knocks Carl out somehow. I don't really remember how that happened.
He just, like, throws him into shit.
Yeah, he's old. He's frail.
He's old. He'll
He's
just
frail.
yeah,
He's frail. And then Specs also gets thrown.
Mm-hmm.
And while Specs is on the ground, fucking Josh throws Tucker on top of him.
Yeah, after
After he gets sedated, yeah.
Yeah.
So Specs is there, like, being pinned down by Tucker. So Josh / Parker Crane walks up to him, grabs his head, and just slams it into the ground, knocking him out. Crazy. These ghosts want to throw hands in this second.
It's on site.
In this sequel. No, it's actually on
That is-
So Carl wakes up in the further with Josh, and Josh is like, fuck, he killed you, man, I'm sorry. And all Carl wants to do is see his bad bitch Elise.
Yup.
And Josh is like, I'm sorry, she's not here. And then he says, let's go find her. Into the further we go. So it cuts back to Parker / Josh, because this is going to get confusing. So I'm gonna start calling possessed Josh Parker and regular Josh, because these scenes are about to get real confusing.
Yeah. Just with audio, that's gonna be fucking
Yeah.
dumb confusing.
So it cuts to Parker in Josh's body
Mm-hmm.
in the bathroom,
PJ.
and PJ for Parker Josh.
Yep.
In the bathroom, and we hear the voice talking to him again, and it says, "You need to kill them. It's the only way you can survive." Cut to Renee and Lorraine. They get a text from Tucker, who is sedated, saying they're ready. So it cuts to the further. Oh yeah, Josh starts calling out to Elise, like super loud, and Carl goes, "Don't do that."
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, "Wait, stop! There's someone right in front of you." And Josh doesn't see it. He's like, he's trying to talk to you. Josh is like, "What's he saying?" "He's got your baby." "He's got your baby." "He's got your baby." And then it cuts to his creepy ass naked old man saying that. It's not pleasant.
It's not.
It is not.
Pleasant. Hit me with the dice. Naked old man.
Nice. Nice.
I just needed that on
Needed
camera.
that.
I needed
And I'll give you
Absolutely
all the
fucking
dice
got
rolls.
him.
All the dice rolls that we need.
Yes. He then points to the house that was at the beginning of Insidious 1. And this part blew my fucking mind. So it turns out that the alarm and shit that were happening in Insidious 1 were just Josh
Yeah.
coming in to save his Callie from the fucking dude.
Yeah.
That's why the dude disappeared. That's why the alarms went off.
It's.
That's why we heard knocking and shit. It was nutty.
Yeah. It's very strange how the the time works.
In
Like
the
that.
further.
Yeah, in the further.
It is nutty. So Josh is in there fighting this long-haired demon, and the demon starts getting an advantage, and Josh is weakened because he's been so away from his body for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God Elise is there. She comes in and beats that demon's ass.
It was like
Yeah.
Morbius, kind of.
It does,
does,
dude.
yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that too. I was like, damn, that didn't look like Morbin.
It's Morbin time. It's not good.
It was Morbin time.
Damn.
It was Morbin time.
It does kind of look like that now you say it. I didn't even notice that.
So Elise tells them that they gotta, like, the only way we can beat Parker is to find the place where he lives and destroy his memories there. Once we destroy the memories, we destroy Parker Crane.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, do you remember where he lives, Josh? And he's like, no. I suppressed those memories, no. And Elise is like, oh, well, maybe a young you can. So it cuts to that scene where young Josh goes, I'll show you. He points and a door opens. It turns out he's just showing Josh, Elise, and Carl where the fuck Parker Crane lives.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts. So we cut back to real world. Renee and Lorraine get home, and they find Parker PJ with dice. Thank you. Perfect. You know the cue.
A lot of dice in this movie.
And Lorraine's like, oh, did my friend Carl stop by? And as he's playing with the dice, he's like, no, I don't think so. Lorraine knows something's up, so she grabs Renee, and they start running. Josh knows something. PJ, fuck, this is going to get real confusing.
PJ, bro. PJ.
PJ runs after them, okay? And a chase scene pursues. He chases them through, like, the piano room.
Mm-hmm.
He chases them all around the house. And he ends up locking Lorraine in a room.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's all here in a room, Renee runs to the kitchen and grabs a pan. Or, like,
It's a pot.
a pot. And the minute fucking PJ turns that door, bop, 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 bop. I mean,
Beating his ass.
beats his ass. He's out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Renee gets a little ahead of sketch.
Uh-huh.
And she's almost out the kitchen when PJ grabs a fucking teapot. And I mean, he beams that shit at her fucking head.
That shit sent me so hard too. Just how hard it was so realistic of a hit too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a real teapot and she just had a slab of wood in her back. so that it made the sound, and then the bounce that it had was so perfect. But damn, that shit cracked her. It hit her square in the center of her back too. Oh my gosh, she plops down. She drops. She has about as much consciousness as Carl in that moment.
I was gonna say, as Dalton in the episode, or the fucking first movie episode.
Yeah, in episode 1 of Insidious.
Episode 1 of Insidious. So the kids arrive at the fucking house at the worst time ever, and Josh starts to strangle Renee because she knows she's fucking almost passed out from the teapot. So as he's strangling her, Dalton comes in with a baseball bat and smacks the shit out of him.
Good hits.
I felt it.
The strength of that kid.
Yeah, good hits in this movie.
So PJ falls over.
Yeah.
Renee, Foster, and Dalton. I don't know where Callie is. We could not figure that out for the fucking life.
Where is the? It's
Yeah.
got disappeared.
We at about 3 more scenes from right now, what we're talking about is where I finally said, "Where's the baby?" And then Mark goes, "Bro, dead ass, where is the baby?" Also, speaking of this, Jessica is the worst fucking person in this whole movie for just letting them kids go.
I know.
I thought that was going to be the solution. Is Jessica was going to open the door and then she was going to do some shit about it. No, Jessica just dropped them kids off and just let them go and didn't even wait till they got to the door, or else she would have heard the screams. Shitty.
Anyway,
These kids are young.
So they lock themselves in the basement, and there's a 2-door. So there's a door at the top of the steps and a steel door at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just for future reference. Meanwhile, in the further, Josh, Carl, Elise find Parker Crane's house, and they find a young Parker sitting on the bed, and he's in a wig and makeup. And his mom comes into the room and smacks the shit out. I think this movie's about abuse.
I'm telling you.
There's a lot of good hits.
There's
I
a
told
lot.
you.
You're not kidding,
Yeah.
bro. On site every
on
time
site.
she's on screen. And she smacks Parker. And she's like, "This is not your name."
Yeah.
And he wrote Parker on a piece of paper.
Don't you dare!
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you dare! Bah!
Yeah, which is what she was screaming at fucking the wife in the beginning.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And she's holding up this paper
I was about to call her Rhaenyra.
with Parker wrote his name on there. And she's like, "That's not your name. That's the name your father gave you. Your name is Marilyn. Say it." She starts screaming, "Say it!" And he's like, "Marilyn, Marilyn."
What's my name?
Marilyn. Yeah, let's reenact it for the audience.
Okay.
How dare you, Pop?
My name's Marilyn, I swear.
Perfect. Take a bow. Take a bow. Thank you.
And a dice roll.
And a dice roll. Beautiful. And then she stops talking to Parker. And she starts looking. She looks and she sees Josh. She sees Elise. And she sees Carl. And she just starts screaming and uses the force and pushes them out the room.
The only time it was not on site that time. She just like, ah! And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
She was dealing with her child.
She just screamed, yeah. I was a you're next.
Yeah.
So while this is happening, meanwhile in the real world, Dalton's like, let me sleep. I can go find Dad.
Yeah.
So Dalton decides to take a little nap.
As always.
While his dad...
You know, that part actually kind of like bugged me. Because every other time they had like some professional there to put him to sleep, and Dawn's like, I was like, okay, kid.
We were just saying that. We were like, damn, he must have had a long day at school.
Dude, we went on for so long.
We kept saying, like, man just had a PowerPoint presentation, man. He's stressed out.
He had a trifold poster due.
He had a shoebox biome he had to build.
He had to build
That
the
boy
Oasis.
is stressed
Play-Doh.
out.
Yeah.
He needs his nap.
Yeah. And so Dalton hits his me.
Yeah, so Dalton's hitting his Z's, and while he's hitting his Z's, PJ's trying to break down the steel door. He realizes it's not working, so he just starts busting down the wall. Meanwhile, in the further, Josh finds all the people Parker killed and makes his way through a crowd of dead people. We then hear Parker's mom start laughing. And it cuts back to the house. So Specs wakes up and gets thrown out of the room.
Yeah.
And so Josh breaks through the fucking wall, and Renee's there with a wrench, bro. And she beats his ass again. Again. Meanwhile, Dalton's slumped. Dalton's still slumped. Back in the further, Josh is with the dead bodies, and he starts pulling the sheets off of them. And you know what? One of them's bound to be that bitch. He pulls it down, and it's Parker's mother, and it's literally on site, bro. Literally on site.
Literally.
And she starts choking him, bro. She does a Michael Myers on him. Yeah, she lifts him up.
She does.
She lifts him up, and he's there, bro. Josh is struggling. Luckily, Elise comes in with a wooden horse and bashes her fucking head in. That scene was crazy, bro. Why a wooden horse?
When did she have time to get up for?
That's what I'm wondering. Didn't she get thrown out of that room? Well, good for Elise. She's resourceful. So she literally kills Parker's mom, and she's like, Josh, you need to go now. And she's like, actually, both of you do. And she's like, Carl, you're alive. I felt your heartbeat the minute we hugged. You don't belong here. Get out. So Carl and Josh make their way through the further in a sea of dead people. We then hear we hear Dalton call out to Josh. And Dalton's fucking resourceful too. My man brought the can with him, and the string leads all the way back to the house. So they find their way home. So Elise is destroying the memories of Parker Crane, and Josh wakes up in his body. He's back. He looks at Renee.
There you go.
And he tells her, like, listen, I was the one at the piano. I was playing that song. I was trying to reach you. And she's like, all right, yeah, that's my husband. Yeah. So they all sit down the next day, and Carl helps them forget everything so they can suppress it all so it can just fucking stop.
Yep.
And that's the end of the Lamberts. We don't see them again in these movies, I don't think.
No, I think they're done after that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Patrick Wilson's done?
I don't know. I think he might come back in the 5th. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's done with he's not in 3 or 4.
Is it just Specs?
It's I don't remember.
Okay.
I do not
We'll
remember.
find out next season, I guess.
So it cuts to a new house. Specs knocks on the door. Someone answers. He's like, hey, I have a message for Allison. A friend sent me here. And the dude's like, that's not possible. Like, at all. This is some sick joke. I'm calling the police. A little girl walks up and she goes, who's the woman behind you? Turns out Elise is there in spirit. So Elise walks in and she goes up to Allison, who's in a wheelchair. Okay? And and she starts like trying to talk to Allison, but Allison's unresponsive. We then hear the crackling sound from the first movie, where Elise looks up. It says, "Oh my God," and it cuts. End of the movie. Done. That's Insidious 2, baby.
Hell yeah.
There are no fun facts on this movie. So they're very minimal, if that.
Yeah.
All the fun facts I could find were for 1 and 3, which is weird.
Interesting.
Maybe 2 just didn't hold the reputation that the other ones.
Well,
After we watched, I was like, this movie's kind of like corny.
It wasn't as good as I remember it being.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, you hyped the shit out of this one.
I
last
did.
Week.
And when I
I
watched
liked the
it,
first one better.
when I watched this, I was like, damn, that's not as good as I remembered it being.
Yeah.
I feel like they just did too many try to do too many jump scares and it's like, oh, let's just throw like random loud noises throughout the movie.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Insidious 3 is fucking scary though. I don't know if
Dude, I don't remember anything about that.
That's the one with the guy with the sea pump.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. See, I thought that was the key one.
Is it?
I don't know.
Have I seen the first key or the last key and just not seen the
Because
third?
the key's one when they stick in their throat and you can't talk.
See, I don't remember that. Oh. Okay, I need to go rewatch these.
Yeah,
I need to
okay.
rewatch.
Watch them and see if they're worthy. Well, something very interesting happened when I was looking up our 1-star reviews, and I received this page. There are 0 1-star reviews for this movie,
Nor fun facts.
nor 2-star reviews for this movie
Oh.
on all of Google. So I had to resort to goofy ass websites to get our reviews. So I have a few,
Okay.
but they're goofy. So first 3 are just off of Rotten Tomatoes, which
So they're
people,
critics.
yes, which people did not fuck with this movie. It got a 38%. So first
I
one,
see why.
yeah. First one was just sad. It says, Juan's unique ability to reinvigorate otherwise tired yet time-honored horror movie tropes has petered out here.
Oh.
Rough review. That one made me feel bad. This one, I didn't see any, but it made me laugh, and it said product placement is the most insidious thing about the movie. And then this one, a clumsy and muddled follow-up to the original. Too many tricks and not enough treats.
I can get down with that. I can get down with that.
And then I found this other website where basically they take a movie that's like controversial and they have a bunch of adults review it and a bunch of kids review it, and then they say like what ages it's good for and like if there's like too many of this, too many of that, blah 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 in it, right? So the first one is from an adult 3 years ago. It says second time filled with loud jump scares. The reason that I screenshotted this one is because it lets you do like these little tags on it, like this one has too much violence, too much blah blah blah. They tagged, the title has too much violence and too much sex.
Where was this sex?
That's why I screenshotted it, because I was like, I don't think there was I don't think anybody even like hugged in this movie until the end where they all hugged their family.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anything in this whole movie that
Did I
made
miss
me laugh.
something?
Yeah, same. Those are a deleted scene.
I downloaded the wrong Insidious movie.
Yeah, I think I downloaded the wrong
Yeah.
Insidious movie. If that's the case.
Oh my god. And then this one's from a kid. He's 11. And
It wasn't scary at all.
and it said opposite. It said very scary. This movie has a little bit of violence, but nothing 11-year-olds can't handle.
Oh.
There is no sexual stuff, but there is swearing. The swearing is mostly F and S. This movie is very scary. It's not a movie that'll stick with you when you finish it, but in the moment, it's scary because of the jump scares. This title has a great message, great role models, too much violence, and too much swearing.
Great role model.
That's what it says. That's the tag.
Who the fuck in that movie is a good role model?
I don't know, but I need this kid tracked.
Only Carl.
Oh shit. Okay, this one.
Does the government have tags on that kid?
I hope so. I like. Is still this is his username.
The kid watches movies.
Yeah, and then this,
Username.
yeah, this one. This is another kid.
Yeah.
He also rated that for 11 plus. For 11-year-old plus, ages 11. This one is another kid, 11 years old. He rated this one ages 13 plus. Actually, he didn't think it was for him after watching it. Apparently, that better than the first one story-wise, but lacks some of the original's creepy/scary qualities. Like the first Insidious, creepy shadows and figures are seen, some violence, hand-to-hand combat, a needle that makes people pass out,
Hand-to-hand combat.
some language like goddamn, shit, and a man refers to his nuts. Bottom line, for kids only 13 plus.
The bottom line here, if you're not 13, then you shouldn't watch.
My favorite one though is, I just said it, but he says some language like goddamn, comma, and then he says S-T. But he spelled out goddamn, but just like censored himself on shit, which made me laugh. And then this kid, this one just says child, doesn't say how old he is, which makes me think he's like really young. Ages 12 plus. Seriously, this bad. This was so terrible, I fell asleep halfway through. It's not scary at all, although some scenes are disturbing. I don't recommend watching this because it's a waste of your time, but it's really up to you. And I included that one because we always have to have a review of I didn't watch the movie, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Because
Always.
there's always one.
Always.
And this time, it was that unfortunate kid that we're about to bully for the next 18 minutes. Let's go.
18.
No. Imagine if we were 18 minutes short on that. That's my biggest fear on this podcast, is to like be like, okay, is there anything else? And then we look down and we're at like 24 minutes. And I'm
Yeah, it's like,
like,
fuck.
I'm like, fuck. I sped through that all.
I mean, we can, out of 10, rate the movie.
Yep, yeah, let's give our reviews. And then that is going to be about it. Let's go ahead. Ken, up to you. Start for us.
All right, well, I'd say about a 6.5.
That was literally my score.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was not as good as I remember it being.
Yeah, so that's why I dropped. Because at first I was like, man, I remember watching this. It scared me when I was younger. Because like I'd go to bed and right before I fall asleep, all I hear is "Don't you dare!" I'll wake up like, you're right. But now
That's
we're
fucking
watching it.
scary.
I'm just like,
That's scarier than the movie.
yeah.
I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go even lower because
Is this our lowest rated movie?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I have to go 5 just because like it takes a lot for me to watch a horror movie in the first place because I'm just not the biggest fan of like horror movies. So to have one like to watch one like this and then it just be like super average. An average horror movie to me is really bad because I don't care for the genre that much in general. There's things in the movies that like in horror movies that you can appreciate because you like the genre so much. Things that I just am not going to. And those are the only thing that put you 1.5 points above me.
Literally.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
And so like it's just the most mid fucking movie that I've seen, and which sucks because I actually really enjoyed the first one, and I am willing to give the third a try.
Let me watch it first.
Okay. Okay.
Because if I'm saying, if I remember 3 being good, I also remember this being
Okay.
good. Because remember when it came out, it was good. I remember
I'm
being like,
saying.
fuck, this was good.
Yeah. Well, you were also a child.
True.
You were also what 15 maybe when this came out?
Something like that.
Because I was, you were 15.
15 or 16.
Because I was 13.
Yeah.
Because I'm always the year.
Yes, I was 15 when that came out, and I thought it was fucking amazing.
Rough.
It's bad.
Rough, guys.
I guess I really haven't watched it since then.
That's what I'm starting to think too.
So I'm like, oof, yikes, because I remembered it being good. I remember having my mind blown by Insidious 2.
I think the only thing that gets me to the 5 even, like from the 0, is all the intertwining like timeline things and like all that, like where like it's actually Josh that was opening the door and all that shit. I also like that they brought that the fucking baby scene back of the dude standing there, of Morbius standing there, because like
Morbid
that was the one that
Yeah.
actually scared me in the first one. So I was like, cool. They brought literally the only part that freaked me out in this one. I wish, other than the very end, I wish they would have brought back the little devil dude because I like him. I fuck with him a lot.
Darth Maul.
Yes.
That's what I called him.
Isn't he in the 4th one?
I don't know. No. Wait. No.
He has to be in the 3rd one though, right? He has to be in the next one.
He's in one of them, isn't he?
He has to be the main character of the next one because that's what Elise saw. Or they just ignore him?
See, I don't remember the 3rd movie. Like I know I've seen them all. I don't remember the 3rd one at all.
He has to be.
I'm gonna watch a trailer after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get red-faced demon Insidious.
He has to be in the 3rd one because that's what she sees.
Insidious 3. It says he's Insidious 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume so. I'm sure they wouldn't give us that like cliffhanger scene and then just not have him in like the whole next movie.
Because, like I said, the key one was to do with the gas masks. I thought that's with the locking people's throats.
Oh, his name is the Lipstick Face Demon. That's pretty fucking cool.
What is it?
Lipstick Face. Lipstick Face.
Looks like Darth Maul to me.
Lipstick face. Is that dual fades?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think that's it for Insidious Chapter 2. It fucking blew. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. Tyler, you want to do the outro? I think you've listened to enough episodes.
yeah. Give us all. give us all that you can of it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's see.
I want to. Now I'm blanking. I don't know how to end things.
Yeah. Those. Yeah. See, every time you post those screenshots, there's still about a minute left.
That's true. I don't listen to the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All I hear is, all right, guys, we're getting out. Be sure to see you guys next week.
And then
Pretty good. But he forgot to mention the social medias.
All right, yeah. The important things.
Yes.
You can find Creep It 100.
Yeah.
Yes. You can find Creep It 100 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That's where everyone finds everyone. You can find them on Spotify, YouTube, and where else you can find podcasts.
Yes,
There we
sir. Yes,
go.
sir.
Okay, and then real quick before we finally end it, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Tyler Thomas Media. You can find me on YouTube at Tyler Thomas Media as well.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And listen, guys, this is what happens when you share us enough times.
Yeah. If you support us, we'll support you.
Yeah, we bring you on the show. So thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And thank you guys for all watching, listening, whatever you're doing it. What the fuck? Well,
Guys, do me a huge favor and check out Tyler on YouTube and Instagram.
Yes.
please. Back to me now?
Yeah, because I needed to save you.
Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, glad we explained to them what's going on. All right, yeah, thank you guys for watching, listening, however you guys are consuming this podcast. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.